I'm Theresa V, and this is the place to be if you are a purpose-driven empath, sensitive, or creative who wants to feel more alive while living your purpose. Each month, I check in with our beloved archangels to see what advice they have for us as we navigate the energies of the coming month. This month, they're talking about the necessary amplification of our purpose. Stay tuned. Angels want us to understand that we've been doing all of this prep work for a really long time to clear our vessels, to hold the highest vibration of energy that we can more and more consistently. That doesn't mean we don't still experience the things that our soul needs to experience in order to grow and evolve. But what it does mean is that those things have less of an impact on us when possible, and that we are more able to hold the vibration that we are here to hold throughout everything that we experience. The most important thing that the angels want you to know is that you will be called upon for important energetic awakenings and integrations in the coming months. This is very important work that you have been training for a very long time. There are new energies, new frequencies that are coming up from the earth and in through the cosmos that cannot just land. They need to be integrated by humanity. They need to be assimilated and in essence translated so that those who are doing that work can then ripple that energy out to the rest of humanity throughout the world and throughout the universe. For example, Mother Earth has had so much of her energy held deep in her core, compacted for so long, and it is now time for that energy to come up, to arise. There is some energy that can come up and work through the waterways, work through the veins of the earth, and integrate that way. There are other aspects of this energy that will need to be interpreted by humanity, that will need to come up into your heart center, where it will live, where it will grow, where it will take root and open up so that you can then shine that light out into the world, so that you can embody that frequency, at least in part, so it can become more and more commonplace and more people will then witness it, understand it, and be open to it. This will be happening at the cosmic level as well. Cosmic energies coming in, wisdom opening up. All of your work has been leading you to this point where you can do this with relative ease and grace. If at any moment you feel uncomfortable, you feel like you have too much going on, remember, you can call upon your higher self and your angels. You can tell them, it's too much for me right now. I am still willing to do the work, but right now I need a break. And you will get the break that you need. You can also have the energy flowing through and opening up in a way that affects your physical system, your mental and emotional system, less than it was before. Each of us is different because we are all individuals, even though we're all one. The angels want you to know how much they see and appreciate how serious you are about the work you're here to do, how serious you take the things that you do, the ways you show up, the spiritual work that you do, even your devotion and dedication is recognized and admired. And at the same time, as you move forward and step into this important work of assimilation, of integration, they want you to remember that it's okay to stop being so serious. You can do incredibly serious work while experiencing infinite joy. And it is time for you to bring more joy into everything you do. If you're doing work in your life that you used to enjoy and maybe you don't enjoy anymore, the joy has gone out of it for you, or it doesn't make you happy, there are two things that can happen. One, you can find a way to bring more joy back into that work. Or two, look at the possibility that it's time for your work to shift. Maybe this no longer fits. So it's about exploring what's there and asking the questions, how can I bring more joy into this experience? A very simple example is maybe at one point you really enjoyed cleaning and clearing your space, and that's no longer the case, but it still needs to be done. So how can I bring more joy into the time when I'm cleaning and clearing my space? Maybe it's playing music and dancing your way through the cleaning process. Maybe it's watching a movie that you love while you're doing it. But this is a very simple example of what they're talking about on a much larger scale. Finding joy in the things that you will be doing anyway, the things that you need to do, the ways you need to show up, automatically puts you in a state of gratitude. You are emanating the joy energy, you are emanating the happiness, and it puts you in line with gratitude, finding what you like about each and every situation in your life. And if you don't like the situation, finding a way to like the experience of being in it. You're not saying to the universe, thank you so much for this crappy situation, please bring me more like it. What you're saying is, thank you for the ability to find my center, to find my joy, even in the midst of chaos, even in the midst of situations I'm not enjoying. I can still find that peace. Thank you for that, and bring me more of the ability to do that. The things you do all day, every day anyway, are a great way to practice this. So if you eat 2 to 3 times a day, whatever it is you're eating, take a moment, bring in your awareness of all of your senses and have the experience. What am I seeing? What am I hearing? What am I feeling? What am I tasting? Being present with the sensory experience is a great way to bring everything into the moment. When you are in the moment, your presence can allow the flow of joy. The taste or the smell of the experience can bring you into a connection with your spirit that will allow the joy and the gratitude to flow. The everyday things that you do are absolutely the greatest opportunities for practice, for shifting your vibration, and for changing the way that you relate to the world around you. These are the things that we often take for granted, and they can be our greatest moments of transformation. This is a wonderful time of year to be able to practice connecting with joy. It is the holiday season currently, and you can do this at any time of year, but especially in the holiday season, it is easy to find things that bring you joy. The whole world is experiencing the desire for joy, the connection to magic, the stories that are at the very base of our existence, the festival of light, the world over, in every philosophy. It is a wonderful time of year to connect to that light. The world around you, the people around you, lighten up. They are seeking that connection. They are seeking to live in a lighter energy, which in turn, as the empathetic, sensitive person you are, enables you to not have to work through that heaviness or that density to the same degree you did before. So it becomes a little bit easier to connect with the lightness, with the joy. Just looking into the face and the eyes of a child who's connecting with holiday magic can totally shift how you are experiencing whatever it is that's going on in your world. There are so many more opportunities as well, not only to get lost in the chaos and the frenetic energy of the season, but to connect in with it, to see people's desire to bring joy to other people, and to really ride the waves of that lighter energy. Whatever it is you do, seek to do it with lightness in your heart. Seek to pour all of yourself into it in a way that emanates joy. If you look across the world, across time, at those who most inspire people, no matter what their role in life was, those who are the most inspirational, that are the easiest to connect with, that attract your admiration, are those who did what they did with great joy. This can be very, very serious work, but their heart and their soul was filled with joy while doing it. For example, when we look at people like Julia Child or the Dalai Lama, these are people that bring great joy into their craft. And that joy makes it easy to relate to them, easy to understand their message, and makes you want to be part of whatever it is that they're doing. So when you are doing whatever it is that you do and you can approach it with joy, that's when the energy will ripple out. If as a human being, you're approaching what you're doing with constriction and tension and the desire to be doing anything else but this, that is not holding the frequency and the vibration that you are desiring to hold on a consistent basis. And that's when you need to go back into the questions of, how can I bring more joy into this? Or is it time for this to shift? Is it time for me to be doing something else instead of this? And there's no right or wrong answer. This is just for self-awareness and for you to have more ability to hold the vibration that you want to hold more of the time. When you're approaching what you're doing with joy, it radiates throughout the world. This extends your impact no matter what you're doing. So if your life purpose, if your job is to be a teacher, and you can find the joy in that, great. But if you can also find the joy in feeding your cat, going out with your friends, taking care of those you have to take care of, then you're amplifying your purpose of bringing that joy into all of the other places in your life where it can possibly be brought. You're amplifying your impact and extending the energy you're radiating out into the world. This creates an impact the world over. It creates a ripple effect where people, even if they don't know they're experiencing your joy, they're feeling it. It gives them permission. It gives them the ability to feel their own, to create their own. We are so used to this working in the opposite direction. Walking into a room or being with people and experiencing those emotions we deem negative, feeling their sadness, feeling their anger, feeling their tension. It works the same with joy. And it's much more fun. We're not as used to it. But if we continuously seek to send that energy out into the world, then the people will become much more used to being able to receive it, being bathed by it. Sometimes we look around the world and we're thinking, how can we help the people on the other side of the world who are going through something so difficult? This is the answer. This is the first piece of it. We are here to hold the highest vibration possible, and joy is the highest vibration possible. So when we're holding that vibration, we're rippling it out, we are affecting those people on the other side of the world. And if you didn't watch the last video about how we can sit into ourselves at that point, how we can meditate in, how we can get our guidance about what to do next, then I would go back and watch that video. Because when we can come from this still place of radiating this high vibration, if we are to take more steps, they are made obvious to us. We can, when we're in joy and when we are in gratitude, we can receive the messages from our higher selves, from our divine team, from our angels about what steps we need to take next. We're not being naive about everyone in the entire world, including ourselves, being able to experience joy all the time because of the nature of the planet we've chosen to incarnate on, because of the lessons that our souls need to learn. There are going to be things that come up that put us in a space where we cannot access joy. And what we need to do is start where we are. What are the emotions I'm feeling right now? Maybe it's anger. Maybe it's resentment. Maybe it's regret. When you look and be honest about where you are, then you can start climbing the ladder of emotions to get back to joy. And that doesn't mean I'm just feeling angry right now and I decide, hey, guess what? A minute from now, I'm going to feel joy. That's not the way it works. That decision is very powerful and will help us to start climbing and changing the vibration towards joy. But you have to allow time to take time. You have to allow yourself to move through the increase in the vibration of the emotions to get to actual joy and not pretend joy. Like, I am still feeling really angry, but I'm pretending to be having a great time. That's very different than I am very angry and I am willing to let it go. Anger, what are you showing me? Why are you present? What is in my experience that I need to know? What is the message you're bringing? And allowing the anger to show you what the message is, and then saying, okay, anger, I've got the message. Now the anger is free to move on. What comes next? How do I feel now? How can I move through that? And it's really climbing to move back into a state of joy. When we ripple joy out to someone on the other side of the world, in time, that person will be holding the vibration of joy when we most need it. So it's a whole reciprocal situation. It is that infinity of interconnection. And that's how we strengthen the tapestry of energetic connection. It's very, very powerful. And when we can do this for another, for the whole world, it can be done for us when we most need it. And that is not why we do it, but it is the way everything works. We are connected. We can do this for each other. And it is part of the greatest service and greatest purpose that we can accomplish while we're here. When you're climbing the emotional scale, that ladder, it can be normal to find yourself taking 2 steps forward and feeling like you're taking 2 steps back. There may be a revisiting of emotions because we're not fully ready to pass through them. So let's say there's an experience we have that fills us with rage. And we sit with the rage, we work through it, we are now ready to move on. We consider revenge and we look at all of those options, and then that doesn't necessarily feel right, or maybe it does, and then we move into anger. And now we're at anger, which is great because once we feel anger, there is motion. Anger is the emotion that if we allow it to be worked through us, we're creating motion. Maybe we go back to feeling rage again. And now you're frustrated because you thought you worked through this. The beautiful thing is that it's not the same. You're not the same person you were when you were feeling it last time. It may not last as long. It may be a different aspect of rage that you need to examine, and poof, now you're back up. You've examined it and you're back up 3 steps instead of having to move through each step again. So moving through the emotions, moving into joy, doesn't have to consistently be a difficult process. And the beautiful thing about joy is it can happen in an instant as well. You can just be going about your day and then all of a sudden someone smiles at you. You have an experience that really fills you with joy. And when you're truly experiencing joy, you don't have to do anything. You naturally want to share that joy with everyone. You don't want to hold it back from anyone because everyone deserves to feel the way that you feel in that moment. It is the crown experience of being human at this time. And the beautiful thing is that you naturally want to live your purpose of radiating it out, no matter what it is that you are here to do. There are people who don't even know how to access their joy. And if you're one of these people, that's totally fine. One of the best ways to start exploring what brings you joy is try doing something different each day. Even if you have to do the same thing, maybe you take a different route. Maybe you get up at a slightly different time. Maybe you do a different practice. Maybe you take a class or have an experience that you've always wanted to have and just haven't had the time to explore. Maybe you go out with a different friend. So it's just really about how can I start shifting things in my life to open to new possibilities, to explore what might be true for me now, what might bring me joy now at this point in my life, because I'm not the same person I was 10 years ago, 2 years ago, even a week ago. Things are moving so fast. We're shifting, we're changing, we're evolving. And the angels want you to give yourself permission to do that while you are so serious about your purpose. Again, like Julia Child, very serious about cooking, very serious about sharing this with people, but radiated joy while doing so. When you can be that person, you will have the most impact. You will amplify your purpose 1,000-fold and ripple that energy throughout the world. And the angels want you to have every opportunity to do that because you have worked so hard, you are so devoted and so dedicated, and you deserve to have the best possible experience that you can have in your life. And the angels are here to support you. All you need to do is ask for help, ask for direction, and allow them to show you what comes next. You are never alone. You are so, so loved. And you are always supported. Your angels account for every hair on your head. They anticipate every need before you even know what it is. All you need to do is invite them in and allow them to assist in your process. This feels very complete from our angels for this year. As you move into this new way of being, this great purpose of integrating and assimilating energies on behalf of the entire universe, would you like more assistance from those realms of helpers that you might know exist, but you might not feel very connected to? If so, please consider my Connecting with the Mostly Unseen Realms course. It's a 4-part audio course with correlating workbooks, and throughout the course, you will learn to connect with the angels, the dragons, the fairies and gnomes, and the unicorns. You will discover your personal guides, and you'll learn how to invite these beings to participate in your life, to assist you with your purpose, and to assist the world in its evolution as much as you desire. This course is great for anyone of any age, and it makes a great gift as well. Just tap the link in the comment section below or in the description of this video to be taken directly to the Theresa V store where you can grab the course. I am so grateful that you are here and that you show up to your life every single day wanting to live the purpose of your soul. Please leave a comment and let us know what stood out to you in this video, what it is that impacted you, and please feel free to share it with all who might be positively impacted by the messages it contains. So grateful for you, wishing you the happiest of holiday seasons and a new year filled with prosperity and beautiful surprises that uplift you, that make you feel held and supported every step of the way. Sending you so much love.